Ben, stop right there. Don't move. Why are you wearing a tie? It is Sunday morning. We are in a loft in New York, not a bank on Wall Street. And wait, are you wearing dress shoes with no socks?
Ava, please do not laugh. I'm having a very professional crisis. I just came back from the most confusing 30 minutes of my life. I had a casual networking coffee with a potential manager from that big tech company in Brooklyn. You know, the one I told you about?
Oh, the informal coffee chat. I remember. You were so excited. You spent 3 hours researching the company's mission statement and their stock prices. But Ben, look at you. You look like you are going to a very stressful wedding. Or a funeral for a billionaire.
I wanted to look sharp. I wanted to show I'm serious. But the moment I walked into the coffee shop, everything went wrong. The manager, his name is Mike, he was wearing a hoodie. A hoodie with a coffee stain on it, Ava. He looked at my tie and he asked me if I was lost on my way to a court hearing.
Haha, welcome to New York professional life, Ben. In this city, the more money someone makes, the less they care about their clothes. If someone is wearing a suit in a coffee shop in Brooklyn, they are usually either a lawyer or very, very lost.
I realized that very quickly. But the clothes were not the biggest problem. It was the language, the social ritual. Ava, I think I failed the interview before it even started. And it wasn't even an interview. It was a coffee.
Okay, sit down. Take off that tie. Seriously, it's making me nervous just looking at it. Let me get you a glass of water. Or maybe a very strong espresso. Tell me exactly what happened, from the moment you walked through the door. Forget the textbooks. Learn real English with us. Welcome to the Loft.
Okay, so I arrived 5 minutes early because, you know, I like to be on time. I found a table, a small, wobbly table near the window. I sat there, sweating in my suit. Then Mike walks in. He looks very relaxed. He smiles, he walks over and he says, "Hey Ben, how are you?"
Simple enough. A classic greeting. What did you say?
I told him the truth, Ava. I said, "Well, Mike, to be honest, I am a bit stressed. My train was delayed. I have a slight headache because of the humidity today, and I'm worried that my suit is too hot for this weather. But overall, my health is okay. Thank you for asking."
Ben, tell me you are joking. Please tell me you didn't give a 3-minute medical and emotional report to a man you just met.
I did. He asked me how I am. In my head, I thought he wanted to know about my condition. But the moment I started talking about my headache, his face changed. He looked like he wanted to run out of the door. He just said, "Oh, wow, okay, cool. Do you want a latte?"
Oh, Ben, you fell for it. You fell for the biggest trap in the English language, the "how are you" trap. It is the most common mistake for everyone coming to America.
But why do you ask the question if you don't want the answer? It is so illogical. It is a lie.
It's not a lie, it's a social code. It's like a secret handshake. But wait, before we explain the code, let's welcome our listeners. They need to hear this before they also start telling strangers about their headaches. Hello, everyone, and a very warm, very good welcome back to Ava and Ben's English Loft. I'm Ava, your guide to the real, sometimes confusing, but always exciting world of American English. And sitting here next to me, finally taking off his suit jacket, is Ben.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Ben. I'm an international student of life here in New York. And today, I'm a victim of my own honesty. I'm the man who told the CEO too much about his morning stress.
We are so happy you're joining us today in our NYC Loft. Today's episode is essential for anyone who wants to work, travel, or just survive a conversation in an English-speaking country. We are talking about social scripts, the small talk that isn't really small talk. We'll look at the "how are you" mystery, the "fine" trap, and how to order a coffee without having a panic attack.
Yes, because ordering the coffee was the second disaster of my morning. I thought I knew how to order a latte. I was wrong.
Haha, NYC coffee shops are like a high-speed sport. If you are too slow, the people behind you will start a revolution.
I felt the heat on my back, Ava. I felt the eyes of 10 hungry New Yorkers looking at me while I struggled with the word oat milk.
Well, that's exactly why we're here. Let's turn Ben's very awkward morning into a perfect lesson for all of you. Let's look at the breakdown of how to actually talk like a local. Okay, Ben, let's start with the big one, the "how are you" greeting. When Mike walked in and said that, what should you have said?
Now I know. I should have said, "Good, thanks. How are you?" And then stop talking.
Exactly. In 99% of situations in the US, "how are you" is not a question about your health. It is just another way of saying hello.
It is so strange. If I'm in my home country and a friend asks how I am, I give them a real answer. We talk for 10 minutes about our lives.
And that's beautiful. But in a professional or casual American setting, the "how are you" ritual is about pacing. It's a way to acknowledge the other person without stopping the flow of the day.
So, what are the safe answers besides good?
You have a few options. 1. Good, thanks. How about you? 2. I'm doing well, thank you. 3. Not bad. How's it going? And 4. The very common, fine.
But Ava, you once told me that fine is a dangerous word.
You have a good memory. Yes, fine is a word of many colors. If you say, "I'm fine," with a smile, it means you are okay. But if you say, "I'm fine," with a flat voice, it usually means you are actually very angry or very sad, but you don't want to talk about it.
Haha. So if my girlfriend says, "I'm fine," I should probably run away or buy her flowers.
Exactly. In that context, fine means everything is terrible. But in a coffee shop with Mike, fine is just okay. It's neutral. But good is always better. In America, we like to stay on the positive side of the scale.
Good is the king. I noticed that. Even if someone just lost their keys and their umbrella broke, they still say, "I'm good."
It's a cultural habit. We call it the positive veneer. It's like a thin layer of sugar on top of everything. It keeps things moving.
Okay, I can learn to be sugary. But what about the second part, the coffee order? I walked up to the counter. The barista looked like she hadn't slept since 2015. She said, "What can I get you?" And my mind went blank.
That's the pressure of the line. Every New Yorker feels it. What did you actually say?
I said, "I would like to have a coffee with milk, but not normal milk, the milk from the cereal, the grain."
The milk from the cereal. You mean oat milk.
Yes, oat milk. But I forgot the word. And then she asked, "Small, medium, or large?" And I started thinking about liters and milliliters. I tried to explain that I wanted a medium size, but in a small cup so the coffee is stronger. And she just sighed. A very loud, very New York sigh.
Oh, the barista sigh. That's a classic sound of the city. Ben, when you're in a fast-paced place, you need to use the formula.
The formula? There is a math equation for coffee?
Sort of. It's size plus temperature plus drink plus modification. For example, a medium iced latte with oat milk.
Medium iced latte with oat milk.
Perfect. Or a small, hot, black coffee to go.
To go, that is another important one, right? I said, I want to take it with me.
To go is much faster. Can I get a large coffee to go? Boom. Done. The barista is happy, the people behind you are happy, and you look like you've lived here for 10 years.
Can I get? Is that better than I would like to have?
I would like to have is very formal. It's perfect for a fancy dinner, but in a coffee shop? Can I get or I'll take a is much more natural. It's efficient, and New Yorkers love efficiency.
I noticed. Everything is fast. Even the how are you is fast. It's like the whole city is on a treadmill.
It really is. But once you learn the scripts, the treadmill becomes fun. It's like a game.
So, back to Mike. After I told him about my headache and my suit, and after I finally got my cereal milk coffee, we sat down. And he asked me a question that confused me even more.
Oh, what was it?
He asked, "So Ben, what do you do?" And I was so confused. I was sitting right there. I said, "Right now, I'm drinking coffee with you."
Oh, Ben, no. Please tell me you didn't.
I did. I thought he was asking about my immediate action. Why do Americans use the present tense to ask about my whole life and career?
Haha. Ben, what do you do is short for what do you do for a living? It means what is your job or what is your profession?
But that is so imprecise. If you want to know my job, ask, what is your job?
We don't like the word job in a casual chat. It sounds too much like hard work. What do you do is more open. It's more friendly.
So if someone asks me, what do you do at a party, I shouldn't say, I'm eating a carrot.
Exactly. Unless your profession is professional carrot eater. You should say, I'm a software engineer, or I'm studying marketing.
Okay, what do you do equals job. I will write that on my hand for the next meeting.
Good idea. And there is one more work phrase that might trip you up. Did he ask you, what are you working on?
Yes, he did. And I told him I was working on my coffee because it was very hot and hard to drink.
Ben, you are a comedy show today. What are you working on usually means what projects are you busy with right now, or what is your current focus?
I'm learning that I need to stop taking everything so literally. English is like a giant metaphor.
It really is, especially in New York. People here use business speak even when they are just talking to their friends.
I noticed that. I heard a guy on his phone say, let's circle back on the dinner plan. Circle back? Are we in a plane? Are we flying over the restaurant?
Haha, circle back just means, let's talk about that again later. It's a very common office phrase that escaped into the real world.
My head is spinning, Ava. How are you means hello. Fine means okay or terrible. What do you do means job. And circle back means later.
You're getting it. You see? It's all about the context.
So let's talk about the end of the meeting. This was the most confusing part. Mike stood up, he smiled, and he said, we should definitely get lunch sometime.
Ah, the sometime lunch.
Yes, I was so happy. I took out my phone, I opened my calendar, and I asked, great, how about Tuesday at 1 p.m.? Or is Wednesday better for you?
And let me guess, he looked at you like you were crazy.
He looked terrified. He said, Yeah. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. And then he disappeared. He ran out of the shop. Ava, why did he offer lunch if he didn't want to eat?
Ben, this is a very important lesson in American politeness. When someone says, "We should get lunch sometime," 90% of the time, it just means, "I enjoyed this meeting and I want to be nice." It is not a real invitation.
What? Why? Why say the words? "We should get lunch" is a very specific sentence with a very specific meaning. There is a noun, a verb, and a delicious food item.
I know. It's frustrating. But sometime is the key word. Sometime is a magical word that means probably never, but I want to stay friendly.
So if he wants a real lunch, what does he say?
He would say, "Are you free next Tuesday for lunch?" See the difference? There is a specific day. If there is no specific day or time, it's just a polite ending.
I feel like I'm a detective trying to solve a crime. Every sentence has a hidden meaning.
It takes practice, but the more you listen, the more you will hear these patterns.
Well, I think I failed with Mike. I don't think he will circle back to me.
Don't be so sure. You are charming, Ben. And Americans actually find it quite funny and refreshing when people are a bit too honest. Maybe he liked your headache story. It was definitely original.
I hope so. But next time I will wear a t-shirt, I will say I'm good, and I will order my oat milk latte like a boss.
That's the spirit. And you know what? We should get lunch sometime, Ben.
Wait, are you being polite or are you hungry?
I'm actually hungry. Let's go to that place on Fifth Avenue. They have the best pizza in the city.
Specific place, specific food. Okay, that sounds like a real invitation.
It is. But first, let's wrap this up for our friends listening. Well, that was an eventful morning for Ben. Thank you so much for joining us in the Loft today, everyone.
Yes, thank you for listening to my stories of social failure. I hope my mistakes make your life in English much, much easier.
Let's do a quick recap of today's social scripts. 1. How are you? Is a greeting. The answer is, good, how are you? And that's it. 2. When ordering coffee, use the formula size, temperature, drink, and modification. And remember, it's to go if you're leaving.
3. What do you do is about your job, not your current action. And 4. We should get lunch sometime is often just a polite way to say goodbye. Don't open your calendar immediately.
Perfectly said, Ben. You're already sounding like a local.
I'm trying, Ava. One cereal milk coffee at a time.
Haha. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave us a comment. We want to know, what was the most confusing social script you ever encountered? Did you ever take a polite invitation too literally?
We want to hear your stories. It makes me feel much better about my suit and my tie.
Stay curious, keep practicing, and remember, even if you make a mistake, just say, "I'm good," and keep walking.
Tschüss. Oh, wait. See ya.
Bye-bye.